It's February 17th and it has been raining for the last 2 days. So I've got a thin layer of water on top and it's really mild, so I've got a lot of ice melt around the corners and the edges. There's a lot of melt here as well, so see if I can repair this. We're expecting snow tonight, which should make this a bit more difficult to deal with, but we'll see how it turns out. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to clear the snow. I'm worried that with all the rain that we had, as you saw previously, ice is going to be a mess, so I'm going to try and get rid of the snow because there's a lot with the snowblower, and hopefully it doesn't leave too many tracks, and start to repair the ice. So we'll see how that goes. So I've done about half the ice, and I think the ice is in the worst shape it's ever been in. There was a layer of water below the snow, so I've got this layer of like slush on top of the ice. So you can see how it's all uneven over here. I think I'm just gonna have to let it freeze like that, because when I step on it my boots sink in, so I can't really do anything about it right now. So I'll have to let it freeze kind of uneven and then come out with some hot water and flood it several times. So we'll see how that works out. And over here I've got a frozen chunk that's about an inch higher than everywhere else. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to have to try and melt it down or something, but it's not pretty. So I'm going to clear this off here, see what it looks like, and maybe chip away at this. We'll see. So we had another snowfall and I cleaned off the ice. I used my shovel with the metal blade at the bottom because of all the ice chips that had frozen from the previous time I shoveled. It was all slushy. So it doesn't look great, but it was really cold the last 2 days, so it froze solid, which is good. I got a couple slushy spots in this corner, and I still have this kind of hump in this corner here, so I'm gonna leave it for now. It's supposed to get really mild the next 2 days, go to 8 degrees Celsius tomorrow and Tuesday. So that will melt this whole top layer, and you see all the snow, that'll melt as well. So I'm hoping that it melts relatively smooth, because right now it's not smooth at all. You can see because of the slush. I got boot prints here. So it's obviously not very smooth. So my hope is that the warm weather will melt the top layer and it'll freeze pretty smooth, and then I can maybe do a flood with hot water to make it a little more skatable. So here I'm going to use a puck to help show how uneven it is in this corner. And then here you can see the ridge I've got. So it's almost, the difference between here and here is almost the size of the puck. You can see how much of a lip there is there. So hoping the warm weather will melt that down and it'll smooth out and be skating late next week. So see how we make out. So this is the ice update from February 26th, and as I predicted, the warm weather from the last few days melted the top layer, so now it's quite solid. And I was actually skating on it the past couple nights, so you can see it's pretty smooth. This is where I had the boot tracks from about a week ago. I haven't flooded it. I just used the warm weather as kind of my pseudo flood. I've still got that hump here. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I might just have to leave it. But also, I've got a car mat in my rink now. So when I'm putting my skates on here, I use these old car mats to protect these skate blades from getting damaged, as well as protecting the deck. So somehow one of these, which is pretty heavy, must have blown off and went in here, and now it's embedded in my ice. So just another issue to deal with, but it's not the end of the world, because you can, when you get your skates put on here, there's a nice spot for you to step on to get on the ice. It's just obviously not ideal for skating on. So, but with this bump here, I've been avoiding this whole corner. So yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get that out, but I'll have to come up with something. And then one other thing that I noticed is that, so this section here, this top piece of wood is a 2x10, so that goes all the way here, and then this one I have a 2x6 just because it slopes down. But at one point the ice was flush with this, the top of this board. It went down a couple inches like it is now, it came back up with raining and whatnot and precipitation, and it's back down again. So I'm concerned with all the freezing that I see down the side of the house, all the ice, that I do have a leak, which isn't the end of the world for now because it's quite cold. But when this thing starts to melt, I foresee there being a lot of water down the side of the house here, so that's something I have to try and prepare for. So all in all, the rink is skatable again. I was on it last couple nights. I'm probably gonna do a flood today. I don't know if you can see all the skate marks in here. Let's clean that up a little bit. It's gonna be cool for the next little while, so I'm glad I cleaned it up because it's still gonna be usable for the next at least couple weeks based on the forecast. So survived all that rain and really mild weather and snow, and it was a bit of a grind, but yeah, I'm back on the ice. So hopefully only good weather here on out.